Life is hard, and we're all going to be facing those hardships and trials at some point. My challenge for you is never, ever, ever quit, and never give up, and never lose faith and hope, and just believe that there is a plan in place, and there's so many actions that are constantly revolving and things that are happening that we have no way of knowing at the time. But my hope is at some point, years down the road, you can look back like I've done to see the good. Now, one of the coolest things that for our family was Andrea loved the butterflies, and she loved what they represented, the symbolism of the kind of the resurrection and the coming back again. And she always told our kids that whenever she passed away, that she would always come back as a butterfly and check in on them. And so we have butterfly magnets and pictures, and everything around the house has been butterflies. They've always been very important. We'll be out playing ball in the backyard and see this butterfly, and Carson's like, "Hey, Mom." And people really think that's a little strange when they hear that. But butterflies have been so important to us. About a month or so after Beth and I started dating, we're at dinner one night talking, and she didn't know about our connection to butterflies at all, but we're at dinner, and she starts telling this amazing story. She said about, 4 or 5 years ago, she said one summer afternoon in the middle of summer, it was a beautiful, clear day, it was a hot day, that she and her kids were at her parents' house, and they were in the backyard, and they were all playing, when out of the blue, this beautiful butterfly came and landed on her daughter, Sophia. You can see a picture right here, the butterfly right there. Sophia was about 3 years old, and she said that for an hour and a half, this butterfly was flying around, and it only landed on Sophia the entire time. There were 5 or 6, 7 other people in the yard that day, but it just landed on her. And she said it was the most amazing thing I'd ever seen. We'd never seen this butterfly before. She said we never saw it again after it left, but it was just constantly glued to her for that entire afternoon. She said it was really, I knew it was something big, something was going on, but I couldn't explain it. It was years ago. She said, I took some video and I took some pictures, but I've misplaced it. It's lost somewhere on my hard drive. And she said, hopefully sometime I'll be able to find it again. So fast forward about 6 months, I'm at work one day in my office and the phone rings, and she's hysterical. She's so excited. She's like, I was cleaning out some file on my computer, and I found the file of all those pictures, and I found the video of the day the butterfly came to Sophia. And she was so excited as she described it. And I asked her, I said, does it say anywhere on your pictures of when it was actually taken? What was the day? And she looked on it, and you can see there in the middle, the date was July 14th, 2011. And I just got silent. And she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, well, July 14th, 2011 was the day of Andrea's funeral. It's the day that we actually laid her to rest. I said, does it have a time on it as well? And she said, yeah, I remember taking a picture just a minute or so after the butterfly landed. I was just so in awe of this butterfly. And you can see at the bottom, it says 1:01 p.m. is when the butterfly landed. And on that particular day, on July 14th, 2011, Andrea's funeral began at 1 o'clock. And it lasted about an hour and a half until about 2:30, the exact same time that butterfly disappeared. It was never seen again. Now, what's really cool is, remember I said that the butterfly only landed on Sophia? Well, Sophia and Andrea just happened to have the exact same birthday. So for me, that gives all of us such an amazing sense of hope and inspiration to realize that almost 5 years ago, on the lowest, most painful day of my life, when we were laying Andrea to rest, to know that a plan was already started 5 years ago, where Andrew was already working to try to connect the dots that we could find happiness again down the road. At the time, there was no way we could have seen that. But now looking back, we see that there was a plan and how all the pieces come together. I hope that can give you a little bit of inspiration as well, because we are all part of a bigger plan. And if we can continue to have our faith and rely on our family and rely on our friends and have that determination, and really, when times are tough, we really stand up and pull ourselves up and realize that that's what it's all about. Character is made in those defining moments. We find out who we are in the toughest times, and that's what molds us into the people that we are. And if we truly want to leave that lasting legacy for generations to come, we have to embrace the adversity and live life with that tremendous determination.